Okay, as spoken, for your benefit and to be accountable to your parents, the lesson will be recorded. The reason is because you can refer to the lesson even after the lesson. Because this paper, I don't think you did very well. I haven't tabulated the marks, but I could see based on the mistakes, you didn't do that well, especially the paper 2, the last 3 questions, the 5 marks question. I think you lost 15 marks. That's a lot of marks. So without further ado, right, let me quickly just go to the chase. So we'll be going through CHIJ St Nicholas Girls paper, Primary 5, 2019, SA2. I'm proud of you that you managed to do very well for your paper 1. You score almost full marks. And you only have a few mistakes here and there. Okay, question 14 is one of the few mistakes you have. So let me just quickly go through with you. Okay, Miss Ong wants to pack 72 pears and 64 oranges into as many boxes as possible without leftover. Each box will have same number of fruits. The number of pears in each box is the same. Find the number of pears in each box. So what you can do, right, is 72 pears, right? You can create your prime factorization. Okay, so what is prime factorization? Prime factorization, right, basically is 72 divided by 2 is 36. 36 divided by 2 is 18. So 18 divided by 2 is 9. 9 divided by 3 is 3. Okay, so it's 2 cubed times 3 square. Okay, just to double check, 2 cubed is 8. 3 square is 9. 8 times 9 is 72. So 72 equal to 2 cubed times 3 square. Okay, you express in this form, right? This is called prime factorization. Something you'll learn in secondary 1. But I like to bring down syllabus in secondary school to my primary school so that they have an unfair advantage. Okay, so I believe you can understand 72 is 2 cubed times 3 square, right? This one you can understand, right?
Yes.
Can understand, no? So this is called prime factorization. So what is prime factorization? Prime factorization is, right, you express any large number, right, in this form. And the base, right, 2 and this 3 here, right, they are called the base. And the base needs to be prime number. So what is prime number? Prime number is any number that can only be divided by 1 and itself, except for 1. 1 is not a prime number. So 2 and 3, they are prime number. So I express 72 in terms of 2 cubed times 3 square. This is called prime factorization. So likewise, you do the same for 64. 64 divided by 2 is 32. 32 divided by 2 is 16. 16 divided by 2 is 8. 8 divided by 2 is 4. 4 divided by 2 is 2. Okay, so how do I know need to times 2 6 times? Simple. 62 divided by 2 is 32. 32 divided by 2 is 16. 16 divided by 2 is 8. 8 divided by 2 is 4. 4 divided by 2 is 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1 until you get 1. So I divide by 2 how many times? 6 times. So 2 to the power of 6 is 64. How this part you understand, no?
Yes.
So when I do this, right, you can calculate the highest common factor. Highest common factor of 72 and 64. Okay. do not be deceived by the word highest. Because it is a factor, right? You would not be getting a large number. Because it's a factor, you will not be getting a large number, right? So the common base is 2, right? And because it's a factor, right? You get the smallest power. 2 power 3 is 8. So the HCF is 8 for 72 and 64. You notice by using this method, right? You don't have to go through the hassle of listing out the factors of 72. Okay,
Yes.
if you list out, you waste a lot of time. Now you see, if I try listing out, okay, waste a lot of time. Okay, I didn't even want to list out because I already got my HCF. Okay, so do you notice prime factorization, right? How long did I spend getting my 8? Less than 2 minutes, right?
Yes.
Plus explaining now, okay? So imagine I don't have to explain. I just write out. So I can get my HCF relatively fast. Okay, you can get your HCF LCM, right, from prime factorization. So HCF is 2 cubed. How about LCM? Okay, at the same time, I teach you prime factorization. Okay, because it is a multiple, therefore, you include all the base. Because it is a multiple, therefore, I choose the highest power. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, so I got my LCM, HCF relatively fast. At least faster than your peers.
Yes.
So right now the question is how to make use of HCF, LCM to get my answer, right? Because they said that our friend Miss Ong packed 72 pairs into as many boxes as possible. Okay, he packed as many into as many boxes as possible. I suspect it's 8 number of boxes because it's the highest common factor. So N represent the boxes, right? So it's 8, 8 boxes.
Yes.
So 72 divided by 8 equal to 9. So how many pairs in each box? 9. They're asking for pairs, right? Who cares about the orange? Understand?
Yes.
Correct or not? Of course, you'll be tempted to find out how many oranges are there in each box. Simple, 64 divided by 8. Because there are 8 boxes. But the question is asking for pairs. So for the sake of completion, right, I divide by 8, I got 8. So there are 8 oranges in the box. And 9 pairs in each box. So altogether, there are 17. 17 fruits. Make sense?
Yes.
This question okay?
Yes.
Can move on already. So you learn something new, prime factorization. If you have questions regarding prime factorization, right? Feel free to ask me.
Okay.
Okay, because it is something new to you, so I will expect you to have questions. I believe your school never teach you prime factorization.
No.
No, right? Imagine you take PSLE, you know prime factorization. That will save you a lot of time. You did very well for your paper 1. Okay, but I need to highlight to you, right, as I examine your paper, right? Okay, question 26, there's no working. Okay, question 26, there's no working. Okay, this is your 26, there's no working. But you got it correct. The question is, how do you get the answer without the working?
Oh, I read it in another piece of paper.
You wrote it in another piece of paper.
Yeah, some of my working I also write it there.
Okay, you do yourself a favor next time. When you do the exam paper, right, please write all your working in the exam paper.
Oh, okay.
Because I do look at your working, just to let you know. Although I never mentioned anything about working, I do look at your working. Because this one no working, I don't know how you get 120.
Okay.
Okay. Then 28. Same thing, how do you get 7 to 5? Maybe explain to me, how do you get 7 to 5? I see your reasoning sound or not.
Okay.
Where did the 5 come from? 7 is from the seven boxes, but where did the 5 come from? And what makes you so sure the unshaded parts is 5 square? That's the question I have.
Cause the unshaded parts, when I count is 5.
How?
I like draw the boxes that is same.
So you actually draw out the boxes.
Yeah.
That means you actually draw out the boxes like that.
Yes.
Okay, there's a better way.
Oh, okay.
You want to hear the better way?
Yes.
The better way is by observation. Agree?
Yes.
Agree?
Yes.
Agree, right? Because 1, 2, 3, 4. Because I'm concerned about the length. So I have the length and the breadth in terms of square, right? 4 times 3, 12 square. That means this whole rectangle can fill up 12 squares. So there are 7 squares here, right? Therefore, the unshaded part, the space confirmed is 5 square.
Oh. Okay.
Better, right? This way of reasoning.
Yes.
Because I don't know how you get 5 square. Or you mentioned you draw out, okay, also can. Anyway, so 28, okay. Let's move on to the next question. Okay, 29, same thing, no working. No working, no nothing. Miraculously, your answer is correct. So maybe I'd like to hear from you. How do you get the correct answer?
Yeah, I write on the same paper as the 26. So I calculate their difference for every column. Then I plus the difference until to see about 46. Then the ones don't have, then I skip that one. Then B, I counted 6 and 4, the difference 8, so I continued adding 8 and got 46.
Okay. Okay, another way is this, a better way is this, I would say a better way, a possible way is this. From observation, right? You know that one timer is 8. Forward, backward. Okay, forward, backward is 8. Then this one I have to start from F again, right? So consider another time. So forward, backward. So there are 8 steps to each forward, backward. Okay?
Yes.
So 46 divided by 8 equal to 5 remainder 6. Because remainder 6, right? You look at number 6, number 6 is B. So is that B? Would this be a much faster way?
Yes.
Like that, no? Okay,
Yes.
then let's move on. Your paper 2 is a concern. You didn't do that well for paper 2, which is the norm for a lot of students. Okay, this one is depends on the marker. What I mean by depends on the marker, that means whether you get the marks or not, right? For that question, it depends on whether the marker is particular about the English. Because some max marker, they teach English, or most of the max marker, they teach English for primary school. This one, you're working out all correct and you got the correct answer, but you didn't write 5 hours with an S. So it depends on the marker. The marker might minus 1 mark. I'll let you know.
Okay.
So be careful, this kind of thing. You got the correct answer, 5 hours. Okay? Never write 5 hours with an S. That's what I meant.
Okay.
Although it's a max paper, right? But you know, some marker are very, I don't know how to describe that kind of marker. They penalize your English in a max paper.
Okay.
For me, I won't do that kind of thing, but there are such marker, they'll penalize your English in a max paper. So be careful in exam. Remember to write 5 HRS or HOURS.
Okay.
5H, no S. You write 5HS, they might also circle. So the safest is spell out hours with an S.
Okay.
HOURS or HRS. That one.
Okay.
But just spell out HOURS to be very safe, so that they cannot penalize you. Because what's going to happen in an exam is, right, if you score full marks for everything, right, they'll pick on this kind of thing. Okay. They pick on this kind of thing, then you won't get full marks already.
Oh.
Because full marks confirm is AL1.
Yes.
Then full marks, you're going to pull out the bell curve. So those very stringent and very strict marker, they'll penalize, they'll pick on this kind of thing, although it has nothing to do with max. But because they don't want you to pull out the bell curve, right, they'll penalize you on this kind of thing.
Okay.
So just be careful, because as a marker, one of the job, right, is to make sure the bell curve is not screwed so badly. Question 9. Okay, what happened to your question 9? You got 0. I haven't really take a look at your working, but later I'll take a
The
look.
540 divided by 15 I calculate wrongly.
Hmm? Wow, you ask calculator, the calculator can give you wrong answer.
I think I pressed the wrong button.
What? That happened once in 100 times only. I just pressed 540 divided by 15. And I got 36.
Yeah.
Is 36 the correct answer? Yeah, 36 is the correct answer. The question is, how did you get 15? How on earth do you get 15?
Oh, I don't know. I think I pressed 540 divided by I don't know. Then I get 15.
Do you check before you submit to me? Do you check your work before you submit to me? Because in exam, you have time to check, right?
Yes.
Okay, how much time do you take to finish this paper? 1.5 hours, paper 2. How much time do you take? You got time yourself, right? When you do,
Uh,
have to time yourself. Right?
okay, about 1 hour, 15 minutes.
So you have 15 minutes to check. Do you check? No, never check.
Yes.
You got check, or never check?
Never check.
Never check, Why never check? I know checking is very mundane. Okay, do you know why I asked you to check when you do this paper?
No,
Although it's not an exam, do you know why I asked you to check?
I don't know.
You don't know. Okay, let me tell something. Do you agree checking is a skill set?
Yes.
Checking is a skill set, right? Your
Yes.
ability to sieve out your wrong answer is a skill set, right?
Yes.
So skill set, something that's skill set, right? You need time to hone the skill. Correct.
Okay.
Just like you play basketball, example, you play basketball, your ability to shoot at the penalty area and score at the penalty area, that one's a skill set, right? So you have to practice shooting, right?
Yes.
So likewise, checking, you have to practice checking. So the more you check, the better you are in checking.
Okay.
Yeah. Because you don't wait until exam then check. By then too late already.
Oh, okay.
Because if exam is the first time you check your work, you're dead meat. Because you're not used to checking, right? And if you're not used to checking, right, you wouldn't know the shortcut way to check. Tutor can tell you the shortcut way to check, but if you don't practice the shortcut way to check, right, you didn't internalize the steps in checking properly, right? Then what happened is in the exam, you might end up not able to check efficiently. It's about being efficient in checking in exam.
Yes.
Yeah. So right now, when you do the practice paper, right, you have to take it as if you're taking the actual PSLE. Very important.
Okay.
So it's not just about finishing the work. It's about finish the work already, right? Then if it's within time limit, right? Let's say you have half an hour left, 15 minutes left. Please check your work thoroughly until the time is up. Because you're going to do the same thing in exam. Correct?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's very important when you do the paper, right? After you do finish, if you have time to check, please check. Check as thoroughly as you can. Check until the 1.5 hour is up. Then once 1.5 hour is up, right? Don't check anymore.
Okay.
Because in exam, 1.5 hour is up, you can't check anymore. So when you practice the paper, you you should check within the timing. So once the timing 1.5 hours is up, means pens drop your pens. That means you cannot write anything already.
Yeah.
You have to stringently follow this rule for yourself.
Yes.
Because when you do the paper at home, nobody is there to monitor whether you observe all this rule, right? So you yourself need to have the discipline within you, right, to follow all this rule, all these exam rules. Like you check within a timing, time's up, no checking, things like that. And what else? And of course, when you do the paper, cannot refer to any solution. I think that one, I believe you got observe the rule. It's more on the tiny little things, like do within a timing. That one, you have to make sure you do within a timing. Because last time I have a student, right? She didn't do within a timing. Then every time the paper I give her, she scored 95, She scored 90, 95, 100, that kind of marks. Then I thought that she'll do very well for PSLE. Then in the end, she got a B. She got a B, my goodness. Actually, her prelim is a wake-up call. She won't do so well. Her prelim, she scored 70. The usual paper I give her, she scored 90, 95. Then after that, when her prelim scored 70, right, I sense something is not right. Then after that, I found out from her, right, that when I give her the paper to do, right, she didn't abide by the time. She didn't abide by the time. Then that's how I know. So it's not just the ability to get the question correctly. You have to abide by the timing religiously and to check the paper and have to practice checking. Very important. Like example, this question, right? How are you going to check? Okay, you see, you got 15, right? Okay, let me do the question, question 9. Okay, question 9, it says, Leasing bought 12 boxes of pens and repacked them into 3 bundles in a ratio of 9:1:5. Find the number of pens in the smallest bundle. So the total number of pens. Okay, total number of pens, 540. Repack them into 3 bundles in this ratio. So 9:1:5. So the smallest bundle is 1 unit. So it's 36. So when you check, right, how are you going to check whether you get it correctly? So what you can do is, smallest bundle is 1 unit, right? That means 1 unit is 36. Then see how many units are there? 15 units. Okay, this is checking. This part here is checking. So I need to verify it's 36, right? So what you can do is you work backwards and see you can get 12 boxes or not. Okay, so 15 units, right? Okay, 15 times 36, you can press calculator and make sure you press correctly. Then after that, you want to verify it's 12 boxes, right? 1 box 45, right? So verify 12 boxes, right? How to verify 12 boxes? How? Okay.
540 divided by 45.
Yeah, you know why?
Yes.
This is the way to check. Okay, this is a very powerful way to check.
Okay.
A lot of students, right, when they check, they just redo the question. Correct? Then that's what typically what students will do, right?
Yes.
They redo the question. Then after redoing, they still get the same answer. Then they think it's correct. But eventually it's wrong. Why? Because they repeat the same mistake they made in their first attempt. So how to ensure you don't repeat the same mistake you made in the first attempt? By changing the way you do the question. Meaning you use the final answer, work backwards, try to verify this information. Because 12 boxes of pen, that one is a confirmed correct information. Correct or not?
Yes.
Correct? So,
Yes.
so you use your answer, right, to verify the information that's given. That's a very powerful way of checking. Rather than redo, then you still get 36, or then it's correct. When actually it's wrong, because you repeat the same mistake you made. Okay?
Yes.
So when you check, you work backwards. You use your answer, right, your final answer, right, as an information. Then you work backwards to verify. You can get this or this, but usually it's this. You understand the logic?
Yes.
Yeah. If you can do that for all the question, you are very safe. But in exam, you know that you don't have time to do that for all the question. So let's say you only have 15 minutes left, right? May I propose paper 2, right? Okay, the good thing about paper 2 is, right, they always indicate the marks. 3 marks, 4 marks, 5 marks. So to do backward checking, right? Okay, just how the method of checking is called backward checking. Okay. You 15 minutes, right? You invest on question, right? That are 5 marks. Example. Example, this one. 17, 16, 15. You invest all your time to check the 5 marks question. The reason is because, right, you only have 15 minutes left, and it's quite impossible for you to check every single question, right?
Yes.
In such detail. So to maximize your time and to maximize the number of marks you can gain back through checking, right, is to check those questions with the largest marks weightage.
Okay.
So you start from the 5 marks question. So when you check your paper 2, please don't go to question 1 and check from the front. Don't do that, okay?
Okay.
Don't do that. You start from the 5 marks question. 15 minutes minimum, you can check at least one of the 5 marks question thoroughly. Agree?
Yes.
Agree, right?
Yes.
So even if you can't check all the 5 marks question thoroughly, right, at least you manage to check one of the question. So that would have helped you also, right?
Yes.
So minimum, you aim to check all the 5 marks question thoroughly. I hope you have half an hour to check after you finish your paper. So imagine you have half an hour to check 3 questions, 3 of the 5 marks question. Half an hour, 30 minutes. So you have 3 5 marks question to check, right? So each question you can invest 10 minutes to check. Okay.
Okay.
Then if this 15 marks, altogether 15 marks, you manage to salvage 10 marks, that would help you a lot also, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Because I believe the mistake you make in these 3 questions, some of it is careless. As I look at your working, so these are just some exam techniques you can take note of. Okay, let's move back to just now that question. I sidetracked quite a bit really. Okay, this one settle. This one settle. Okay, this one I mentioned earlier. This one I just mentioned. Okay, part A is correct. Part B is wrong. Okay, part A, you got it right. Part A is here. Okay, then after that, okay, the graph below shows the number of packets of different food collected in a donation drive. So rice, I collected 28 packets. How do I know it's 28? Because 5 gaps is 10.
Yes.
Yeah, always look at here. 5 gaps is 10. So 1 gap is 2. Always figure out 1 gap represent how many. This one gap away, right? So 28. Then noodles. This is 14 now. Okay, noodles is 2 gaps above, right? 24. Biscuit, 2 gaps away, 36. Okay. Always write out the number represented above the chart, above the graph. Makes life a bit easier for you. Oops. Because I write it that way, the number doesn't follow. Okay, now okay, the table shows, okay, anyway, rice, right? Rice is 28. Noodles is 24. Coffee is 22. Biscuits is 36. Okay, this is what we gather from the graph earlier. So this part I can delete. Okay, what was the difference between the total mass of noodles collected and the total mass of biscuits collected? Okay, they are only asking noodles and biscuit. Okay, the rest I can ignore. So noodles, right? The mass of noodles, right?
Yes.
Total mass of noodles will be 24 times 425. Agree? Agree, right?
Yes.
24 times 425, you ask good friend calculator. The calculator will report to you 10,200 grams. Then mass of biscuits. 36 multiplied by 300. Same thing. Ask good friend calculator. Calculator will report to you 10,800 grams. Okay, the question is not asking for the total mass. The question is asking difference between noodles and biscuits. So the difference will be 10,800 minus 10,200 is as good as 800 minus 200, 600 grams. But the question is asking for mass. Okay, then you see below, right? Do you need to convert to kilogram? No need. So you can just write 600 grams. Sometimes question, they'll print out kg down here. Then you be careful. Don't write 600, write 0.6. So if there's no printing, right? If there's no printing, they ask for difference in mass. Then this one is in gram, right? Just write 600 gram. 600 G, or you can spell out grams. Either way. But 600 G is good enough. Okay, how come this one you got it wrong? Let's investigate. Because I believe your caliber shouldn't get this question wrong. This is question 14B. What happened to your 14B? Why you got it wrong? $36 times 300, okay. 425 times 5. Why do you use 425 times 5? Why do you use 425 times 5?
I see the question wrongly.
Huh?
I thought the question is asking that the total mass of noodles collected and the total mass of the rice. So I read the biscuits into rice.
Huh?
So I take 425 times 5.
Okay, in the exam, always read every single word.
Okay.
But just now when I do the question, right, you notice I even read out here. I read out aloud. Then I read every single thing. Have to read every single thing.
Okay.
Then another thing is if you bother to check your work before you submit, you would have notified, you would have realized your mistake and would have rectified it before you submit to me. Correct?
Yes.
That's why you have to practice checking. Checking need to practice also. You have to practice checking.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, question 15. Okay, question 15. Let me ask you, have you learned how to calculate volume?
Yes.
Can you tell me how to find volume?
Yes.
Can you tell me how to find volume of a cube?
Length
Let's
times
say,
breadth times height.
yeah, length times breadth times height. If time permits, I'll explain to you why volume is length times breadth times height. Okay, if time permits. So right now, let's focus on going through this question further. Okay, a cubical tank of H 30 cm contains some water to a height of 20 cm. Okay, when you read the question like that, they say cubical tank. That means this piece of tank here, right, is a cube. Correct? That's what the question say, right? Cubical tank.
Yes.
So this whole box is a cube. A cube means, right, the length, breadth, and height are all 30. You can indicate like that in the question.
Yes.
Okay, then the story tell you the height is 12, right? Then they ask you volume of water. So how to find volume of water? Can tell me how to find volume of water in a tank? That one is very straightforward.
30 minus 12.
30 minus 12, no. Volume of water in the tank.
Half times 12 times 30 times 30.
Half times 12 times 30 times 30. No. Not correct. Just now you tell me volume is length times breadth times height. So can you tell me how to find volume of this water in a tank? You have the height, you have the length, you have the breadth. How to find the volume of water?
12 times 30 times 30.
Correct. 12 times 30 times 30. Length times breadth times height. Okay, in exam, 12 times 30 times 30, please ask calculator. No matter how good is your mental calculation, right? 12 times 30 times 30, please ask calculator. Okay?
Okay.
Because I have students who take pride in their mental calculation so much that this kind of calculation, right, they'll mentally calculate. Then they got it wrong here. I have students like that. So now I have to say, I have to emphasize, there's a reason why they give you calculator for paper 2. That's to spare you the agony, right, of doing mental calculation. And in exam, make sure you have extra calculator. Bring at least 2 calculators with you for your exam. Okay?
Yes.
Two calculators at least.
Okay.
If you are very scared your best friend betray you, bring 3 calculators with you.
Okay.
Okay? Please do not just bring one friend along. Friend list calculator. Don't just bring one friend along. You bring one friend along, if that friend that day mood swing, don't want to hang out with you. That's it. You're dead. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah. If happen that friend unhappy that day, got temperamental issue, don't want to work with you, that's it. You're screwed. Your PSLE is screwed. So please bring at least 2 friends with you. At least 2 friends. Okay. I recommend 3 friends. Three friends is very safe. Like 3 musketeers. 2 friends is minimum. Okay. Meaning 2 calculator is minimum. Maximum bring 3.
Okay.
If you bring 4, maybe you'll appear in the news tomorrow. This student very kiasu, bring 4 calculator. But 3, 2 or 3. Not more than 3 calculator. Okay, now let's continue. Okay, find the volume of water in the tank at first. So you already got the volume of the water in the tank at first. Okay, bravo. A tap was then turned on for how long? 20 minutes. To fill the tank with water. Tap was turned on 20 minutes. To fill the tank with water at the rate of 0.6 liters per minute. Okay, do you notice they give you the rate and the time? So why do you think the examiner do that?
Trick other people.
Okay, why do you think the question let you know that the time that the tap is turned on, and they also tell you the amount of water, right, that flow out from this tap per minute? Why do you think such information is given to you?
I don't know.
You don't know. Because if such information is not given to you, right, it's impossible for you to find the amount of water, right, that's in the tank eventually. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Because the question asks you, right, how much water is needed to fill the tank to the brim? So how much water is needed, right, refers to the amount of water, right? The amount of water means volume, got to do with volume. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So in order for you to know, right, how much water is needed, right, you need to know how much water is poured into the tank in the first place. So from the information given, right, are you able to find out the amount of water that flow into the tank in the 20 minutes? Are you able to find that out? Yes or no? You're listening, or?
Yeah.
Okay, I repeat my question. I repeat my question one more time. Okay, the information given to you is right. Okay, right now there's 10,800 cm cube of water inside here. Then I
Yes.
turn on the tap. So when I turn on the tap, there's water flowing into the tank, right?
Yes.
Correct. So when I
Yes.
turn on the tap, water flowing into the tank, of course, the amount of water is going to increase. So the question right now is, right, can I know how much water, right, went into the tank in this 20 minutes?
Yes.
Can, right? You can know, right? The
Yes.
reason is because they give you
The information.
which is the rate of the water. Okay. You think for a moment now, they purposely give you 0.6 liter. Should you use 0.6 liter in your calculation? Or should you not?
Yes.
So you should use 0.6 liter in your calculation. Yes or no?
Yes.
You should use 0.6 liter in your calculation. Okay, why would you
Yes.
use 0.6 liter in your calculation? Because 0.6 liter is also 600 ml, correct?
Yes.
So you should use 600 ml in your calculation or 0.6 liter in your calculation.
0.6.
Why do you use 0.6?
Because that's the information they gave us.
Like that.
Yeah.
Okay, sometimes they give information to you, right? They're testing whether you know how to convert to a more useful unit. I believe you know how to convert, but the question is, right, how do you determine you should use 600 ml? You want to know how to determine?
Yes.
Okay. I will choose 600 ml. I will not use 0.6 liter. I'll choose 600 ml. The reason is because, right? The reason is because, right, 1 ml equal to 1 cm cube. Okay, this one you're aware of.
Yeah.
Are you aware? You're aware of this, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Because right now the volume you calculated, right, is in cm cube. The volume of water in a tank you calculated is in cm cube. It's not in liters.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
But of course you can say, right, they want your answer in liters. So keep it in liters. So
Okay.
it depends on, right, you want to convert this to liters or convert this to ml.
Okay.
Okay, so you have to make a decision right now. You want to use ml or liters. If you want to use liters throughout your calculation, right, you have to convert these to liters already. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So if you want to stick with cm3, right, you have to change this to ml.
Yes.
Make sense now? Make sense now?
Yes.
Okay, because I prefer to have a standardized unit throughout the calculation to avoid careless mistake. Okay.
Okay.
Because so far the unit we have chosen so far, right, is in cm3. So it depends on the student, their comfort level. You want to use cm3, ml throughout. Then once you get the finalized answer, you convert to liters, or you prefer to change this to liters, then this one stick with liters, then do everything in liters, then keep your answer in liters. So it depends on the student comfort level.
Okay.
Either way is okay. Either way is okay. But you need to know, right? You need to know what you are doing. You need to know why you are doing this.
Okay.
Okay. So let's say you change this to ml, right? 0.6 liters is 600 ml. Okay. Per minute, 600 ml, 20 minutes. So here you can write volume of water. Volume of water flowing into the tank. In 20 minutes. Okay, you write that in 20 minutes so that it's very clear what you are actually calculating. So per minute is 600 ml multiplied by 20. Okay, 6 times 2 is 12. There are 30 ml. Okay, or you can change this to cm3. Because 1 ml is 1 cm3. Clear this part?
Yes.
Okay, the next one is total amount of water in the tank eventually. Okay, total amount of water in the tank eventually, which is original amount of water plus the amount of water that flow into the tank, right? Agree, right?
Yes.
Okay, this one ask good friend calculator. No matter how good is your mental calculation, do not attempt to mental calculate. Okay.
Okay.
This one, please use calculator. Okay, this one you want to mental calculate, I'm okay. But if you really want to play safe, by all means, press calculator. But make sure you press correctly. Because sometimes you type one more zero, then that's it. So that's the total amount of water in a tank eventually. Okay, the question is not asking for the total amount of water in a tank eventually. The question is asking, right, how much water is needed to fill the tank to the brim? How you understand the question?
Yes.
So you need to find out, right, fill to the brim, right? How much water would that be? Correct?
Yes.
Correct. So you have to write total volume of water in the tank if it is filled to the brim. So how do you think you should calculate this? So how to find total volume of water in a tank if it's filled to the brim? See, you can tell me the answer. How to find total volume of water in a tank if it's filled to the brim? How? How to find? Because you have the dimensions of the tank one. So how to find the total volume of water in a tank? Can figure out?
No.
No. You see, you have the dimension of the tank one. You have the dimension of the tank. If you understand the definition of volume, do you understand the definition of volume?
Yes.
Yes, right. Okay, volume. Okay, can you define volume for me? That time I asked you to define area before. Not today is define volume.
Length times breadth times height.
Okay, that is the way to calculate volume. Length times breadth times height is the way, the methodology to calculate your volume. But what's the definition of volume? You ponder for a moment. Same concept as area. Area is 2D, right?
Yes.
Do you still remember the definition of area? How did I define area that day?
The inside part.
Okay, the definition of area is the amount of space within a 2D confinement. 2D means two-dimensional confinement. That's area. Okay, volume. Volume. Okay, volume is the amount of space within a three-dimensional confinement. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Both are space. Both are amount of space. The difference is area is 2D. 2D is two-dimensional. Volume. Okay, volume is 3D. Okay, volume is 3D, three-dimensional. Volume is defined, teacher David Ng definition. Volume is defined as the amount of space within a three-dimensional confinement. Does that help in your understanding of volume?
Yes.
Okay, that's volume, definition of volume. Definition of area is the amount of space within a two-dimensional confinement. It's always within a confinement, whether it's two-dimensional or three-dimensional. Because we live in a real world, our world only consists of, at most, three-dimensional. So it's either two-dimensional or three-dimensional. No such thing as one-dimensional. One-dimensional, you can't calculate anything. Okay.
Yes.
Then some weird scientists will tell you there are 4 dimensions, 5 dimensions, multi-dimensions. That one is scientific stuff already. That one is science fiction already. Science fiction novel. Okay, science fiction novel will tell you 4 dimension, 5 dimension. Okay, but non-fiction, non-fiction only 3D. Okay, now back to the question. Can you tell me the total volume of water in a tank if it's filled to the brim? Now you know the definition of volume. Can tell me the volume of water in a tank when it's filled to the brim? Can tell me, or you cannot tell me? If you know, just tell me the answer. Don't have to act as if you don't know.
22800 minus 10800.
Minus. Why did you minus? You don't minus? Okay, you see, the question is asking, right? Filled to the brim. What does filled to the brim means? Filled to the brim means, right?
The top.
Yep, okay, filled to the brim means, right? Filled to the brim, right? Correct? Filled to the brim, right? Can you see? I'm
Yes.
shading this whole thing, filled to the brim. Then you look at the dimension of this cube. What do you think is the volume of the liquid that's inside this cube when it's filled to the brim? Can tell me? Or the way to calculate? Can you tell me the way to calculate? Because I want to test. Okay,
22800 plus 10800.
No, it's not correct. Okay, right now, right? You have to understand this question now. Okay, right now, is the water filled to the brim yet?
No.
No, right? No, right?
Yes.
Right now, the water is this amount, right? Agree?
Yes.
Okay, right now the water is like that. So the volume of the water that's inside this tank right now, right, is 22800. Okay, that one you agree,
Yes.
Filled to the brim means everywhere is filled. So there's still some space here, right? You agree there's some space here? Because the water right now is not filled to the brim, so there's still some space here, right?
Yes.
Yeah. The question is asking, right, what is the volume of this space? Because how much water is needed to fill the tank to the brim, right? They are indirectly asking, right, what is the amount of space here? What is the volume of the air space here in a tank? That's what they're asking. So how to find the volume of this air space here? Can figure out. You try to think for a moment. Okay, that's water, you know. Of course, you're thinking how to find this height, but no need to find this height. You cannot find this height, by the way. So how to find the volume of this airspace? You can use the volume of the cube, the entire cube, the volume of this entire cube, minus the volume of the water that's in the tank right now to find this airspace. Make sense?
Yes.
Okay, 30 times 30 times 30. Total volume of water in the tank when it's filled up. Okay, 3 times 3, 9. 9 times 3, 27. 1, 2, 3, 30. Okay, this is a shortcut way to calculate this. But as I say, if you want to be extra careful, always ask good friend calculator, 27,000 cm3. Okay, now you tell me how to find the volume of this space here. How to find the amount of water needed to fill the tank to the brim? How must you do?
Um, 27,000 minus 10800 minus 22800.
No need, because you already take into account, right, the 10,800 down here already.
So just minus 22800.
Yes. So it's 27,000 minus 22,800. Ask good friend calculator. He'll report to you 4,200 ml or 4,200 cm3. But the question is not asking for ml or cm3. Before you write down your answer, double check liters. So you convert it to 4.2 liters. Okay?
Yes.
Then here you write 4.2 liters. Very important. You need wrong, 0 marks. In exam, you have marks, but if I mark, it's 0 marks. So 15, okay.
Yes.
15, you have to reattempt from
Okay.
scratch. Yeah, you have to reattempt 15 from scratch. 16 also, but 16, let me run through with you. In a figure, JKLM is a parallelogram. JKLM is a parallelogram. When they explicitly tell you it's a parallelogram, right, what must you do? You mark out in the diagram to illustrate that it is a parallelogram. Okay? Because you're going to refer to this diagram when you do the question. Then L, M, N, P is a trapezium. Then trapezium, you know that they have one pair of parallel lines. How do I know this is the parallel line to this? Because on the drawing, you can see that this one like that, this one like that, confirm is not parallel. So the only one that's parallel is this two. So trapezium, confirm you have at least one pair of parallel lines. Then angle JKL, 106 degree. It's correct. It's reflected in the drawing. And angle JMN is 157 degrees. It's all reflected here. So right now you can throw away this part. That means when you do the question, right, you no need to read this anymore, because the information that's shown here is reflected. It's reflected in the drawing. Then parallelogram, same length. Same length. Okay, parallelogram. So the information that's shown here is 100% reflected in this drawing. So the purpose of reading before you do is to make sure the information that's given to you is reflected in the drawing. Very important. Okay. Then right now, you just do the question. Question A. Name another line parallel to JK, simple MP or ML, either one. Because they're asking for parallel, not same length. So either ML or NP. Either one is correct because parallel to JK. Find angle KLM. Where is KLM? KLM is this angle. So you know that this angle plus 106 equal to what? This angle plus 106 equal to what? Can tell me? Equal to how many? This angle plus this angle equal to?
P plus M.
You don't remember? Okay, this angle plus this angle equal to? This is, let's say this angle A, this angle B. Angle A plus B is equal to what? These two are parallel lines. This is a very important concept in geometry.
C plus D.
I don't have a C plus D here. I don't have an angle C and D here. A plus B is equal to?
B plus A.
B plus A, that one is obvious. But I want you to tell me what is the magnitude of this. You seriously don't know, or you are testing whether I know? You legit don't know, or you're testing whether Mr. Ng knows his stuff? Because sometimes I don't know, you seems like you know, but you don't want to say. You seriously don't know?
Yes.
You don't know, then I tell you.
Okay.
Okay, A plus B, right? Angle A plus angle B is 180 degrees. Why? Okay, the why part I explain maybe next time. Today no time to explain why already. Because I got another question to go through with you. So angle A plus angle B is 180 degrees. The reason is because they are, angle A and angle B, they are known as? What's the word? Okay, they are known as supplementary angle. Supplementary angle means, right, the two angle add up is 180. That's the definition of supplementary. Complementary means the two angle add up is 90 degrees. Or this one I can call it internal angle, interior angle. Because they are interior angle of a parallelogram or a trapezium.
Okay.
Because these two are parallel lines. So that means this angle here, right? C and D, they add up also 180. Okay. Then this is a quadrilateral, right? Quadrilateral interior angle, right? A plus B plus C plus D is 360. Because sum of all the interior angle is always equal to n minus 2 times 180. N is the number of sides. The number of sides is 4, right? So 4 minus 2 is 2. 2 times 180, 360. So angle A plus angle B plus angle C plus angle D is 360.
Okay.
Okay,
Yes.
so A plus B is 180. So that means this angle plus this angle is
100. Oh, the whole thing is 360.
No. I'm asking you, this angle and this angle add together is
180.
yes. What is the reason?
Because they are supplementary angles.
Yes. So what you can do is KLM 180 minus 106 supplementary angle. Okay, 80 minus 6, 74. Okay, 80 minus 6, 74. KLM 74 degrees. Okay,
Yes.
okay, MNP, MNP, this angle. Okay, can you tell me straight away, right? What is this angle? JML. What's the angle JML? Or at least tell me how to find. So you can apply what you just learned.
Is it 157?
No, JML is not 157 because they are not vertically opposite. JMN is 157. JML is not 157. JML is equal to
74.
nope, it's not 74 because 74 is here.
Oh, 106.
106. Why?
Because they are supplementary angles.
Supplementary angle. Very good. But there's a quicker way to find 106. Okay, there's a much faster way to find 106. The much faster way is property of parallelogram, right? Diagonally opposite angle are equal. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Parallelogram. Diagonally opposite angle are equal. Okay, they are parallelogram. You see, I'm drawing a parallelogram. Diagonally opposite angles are equal. This is a property of a parallelogram. The concept is x plus y is 180. X plus y is 180. Therefore, they must be the same, right? concept of supplementary angle. X plus y is 180. X plus y is 180. So these two must be y, right? It makes sense because they are parallel lines now. This line parallel to this line, then this line parallel to this line. Then x and y are interior angle, right? So x and y are supplementary angle. So x plus y is 180. You have to think through to understand why diagonally opposite is same angle in a parallelogram. Likewise for rhombus. Okay, rhombus equal side, parallel. This angle and this angle is the same. This
Yes.
angle and this angle is the same. Rhombus and parallelogram, same concept. For angles. For information, right, you're still going to use geometry in secondary school. So make sure your primary school geometry is flawless. If not, you're going to have a hard time in secondary school. Tutors that tell you secondary school is different ball game, what you learn in primary school doesn't matter in secondary school. That one not true. That one not true. Okay, because it doesn't make sense, right? What you learn in primary school, of course, it is going to affect your secondary school.
Yes.
Like your ratio, concept of ratio, you're still going to use ratio in secondary school for information. But
Okay.
the way you use ratio will be different. Maybe what they mean by not the same is the way you use, but the concept remains the same. Okay, so JML is 106. That one okay?
Yes.
If you know JML is 106, right? Of course, you can figure out this angle, right? Correct?
Yes.
You can figure out this angle, right? So how to figure out angle NML? How to figure out NML? Can tell me?
-180 -157.
Nope. Angles at the point. Can you see the angles at the point?
Yes.
Angles at the point. Angles at the point, right? You go one round, right? It's actually how many degrees?
360.
360. So this angle here would be
360 -157 -106.
very good. Then you ask calculator again. 360 -157 -106. Okay, 360 -157 -106. That'll give you 97. That means this angle here is 97. If you know this angle is 97, right? You know this angle here. So how to find angle MNP? You think for a moment, this angle and this angle, what is their relationship? MNP is equal to okay, this one is a trapezium, right?
Yes.
Because just I mentioned trapezium, right? What's the relationship between angle A and angle B? If this is a trapezium.
They are supplementary angles.
So angle A plus angle B will give you
180.
180. Very good. So right now, this angle plus this angle will give you
180 degrees.
yes. So to find this angle, what must you do? See, 97 degrees plus angle MNP, right? Equal to 180. Correct? That's what you mentioned earlier, right?
Yes.
So angle MNP would then be equal to
180 minus 97.
yes, very good. So angle MNP is 180 minus 97.
83.
83. That's how to get 83. Okay.
Yes.
This question can reattempt on your own. You can reattempt on your own without looking at solution. Can.
Yes.
Okay, let's move on to the last question. Okay, the last question, right, is a typical PSLE question. It's the typical question that school likes to set for fraction and model drawing. Okay, this question, right? Kavita, Irene, and Lynn shared a box of beads. Kavita took 27 of the beads, and Irene took 38 of the remaining beads. Irene did not took 38 of the beads. Irene took 38 of the remaining beads after Kavita took 27 of the beads. Make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Then Lynn took 12 fewer beads than Irene. The question did not say Lynn took the rest of the beads. The question only say Lynn took 12 fewer beads than Irene. In the end, there are 52 beads left in the box. How many beads did the three girls take altogether? Okay, this kind of question, right? May I suggest to what? What will you do?
Draw model.
Draw model. But you didn't draw. I don't know why you didn't draw. I look at your working, never draw. Then the working here also wrong. The working here is wrong. So you have to draw model. Question is how to draw the model. So Kavita, Irene, and Lynn. Kavita, 27 of the beads, right?
Yes.
Okay, probably another way to draw the model is right. You draw the pull down approach. Okay, this whole length represent all the bits. Okay, this whole length represent all the bits. Instead of distributing K, I, and L. Okay, why do I do it this way? It's because there is a pull down. Because Irene took 3/8 of the remaining bits. If you draw Ki and L, right, your K is 2 units. Irene is 3/8 of the remaining bits, right? So you do not know Irene exactly you draw how many blocks. So you'll be 3/8 times 5, 7. Okay, I'll suggest you draw the pull down approach. So capital 2, 7, right? So you divide into 7 units. Okay, 7 units. Capital 2, 7. Agree? So left with 5, 7. Pull down. So these are the remaining bits, right? You agree this is the remaining bits, right? Okay, remaining bits divide into 8 parts. I told you you divide into half first, divide into quarter, divide into 8. Okay, you divide into 8 parts. 3/8 of the remaining Irene. Agree? Lin took 12 fewer bits than Irene, right? Lin took 12 fewer bits than Irene. So this is Lin. Then this is 12. Agree?
Yes.
Wait, Irene is 3. Irene is 3. Okay, Lin. Okay, so Lin took 12 less. So this part here is 12. This part here is 12. You understand? No?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Then there are 52 bits left in the box. Meaning this 2 unit here, right, plus 12 is 52. Okay, maybe I draw this way. Okay. Can you tell me from the model, what must you do to find 1 unit?
Uh,
From the model, you know how to find 1 unit already, right?
yes. 52 minus 12, then divide by 2.
Yes. If you read the question like that, right? You think for half an hour, right? You also won't know 1 unit is 52 minus 12 divided by 2. Do you agree?
Yes.
Correct. Do you see the power of model drawing?
Yes.
Now you can see the power of model drawing, right? Because I draw out the model. And it's through the model you realize, right? Two unit plus 12 is 52. But the question is you have to draw your model correctly. So how to ensure you draw your model correctly? by starting to practice drawing accurate models. Because I don't see you drawing your model. 17, you never draw model. 17, you didn't draw model. You didn't attempt to draw model at all. So you'll be quite hard for you to see that 2 units plus 12 is 52 without model drawing. I mentioned many times, do not think that model drawing, right? It's just draw for nothing. I know what students are thinking, like draw model, very troublesome. I know what student is thinking. I draw already, the model like no use like that. Then draw for what? Correct. Is that what you're thinking? Is that what you're thinking at times?
Sometimes.
Because when I was in primary school last time, right, I also detest drawing model, to be frank with you. Because in the past, when I was in primary school, right, I draw model, I also feel that the model like draw and no draw, like no different. Draw don't know for what also. Then it's only after I started to attempt to draw model, right? Then I started to draw accurate model, right, for my PSLE, right? Then I realized actually model drawing does makes a lot of difference. Because it's through model drawing, right? You know that 2 units plus 12 is 52. Without model drawing, you won't know 2 units plus 12 is 52. Very hard to see. Okay, you know 1 unit is 20. So 1 unit is 20, right? Okay. Irene has 60 bits. Lynn has 48. Agree? Do you agree?
Yes.
Correct. 3 unit, 1 unit is 20, 3 unit, 60. Then Lynn is 48. 12 bits less than Irene. 60 minus 12. Of course, in exam, don't attempt to write 48. In exam, also don't attempt to write 60. In exam, okay, in exam, you write like that. Then after that, they want 3 girls, right? So I got to calculate K, right? Right now.
Yes.
So Irene took 3/8 of the remaining bits. Okay, agree?
Yes.
Okay, maybe I straight away jump this step. I straight away jump this step. Agree?
Yes.
Agree, You understand, why remaining bits is 160?
Yes.
Then this one is 5 parts. Okay, then 2 parts, right? Okay, this one ask good friend again. Okay, good friend will tell you 64. But 64 not the final answer. 64 just tell you, right? K has 64. So you have I, L, and K all together, right? Okay, all together is I plus L plus K. Okay, same thing. Ask different calculator. Do not attempt to mental calculate this in exam.
Yes.
Do yourself a favor. Do not attempt to mentally calculate this. Even if you are very confident of your own mental calculation. Because no matter how good is your mental calculation, right? It is quite impossible to beat the accuracy of calculator. I'm talking about accuracy, not speed. Because there are people, right, very good in their mental calculation. Right? They can beat the speed of the calculator. There are such people. By the way, you are not supposed to copy when I write out the answer like that. Okay? You do yourself a favor, don't copy. You copy, then no point.
Okay.
Because I'm going to give you the video anyway. You can always go and refer to the video if you need to. So there's no need for you to copy.
Okay.
The lesson, right, you pay attention to my explanation.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I'm going to give you the video anyway. That you can always look back at the video. Then when you look back at the video, you can always play and pause, right? Correct?
Yes.
So during lesson, no need to copy anything. Pay attention and understand. Understand why is this so? Why the answer is like that? Super important. Okay, right now, you need to do yourself a favor. You need to reattempt all the wrong question from scratch. I humbly suggest you start from question 15.
Okay.
You start on the 5 marks question first. 15, 16, 17. If you want to take up the challenge, right, you reattempt question 15, 16, and 17, right, on Friday. You know why?
So
you know why I asked you to do on Friday?
Yeah. So you
Why?
forget the steps, then
Why?
you can do yourself.
Okay, because I want to test, right? Do you really understand the explanation? Because right now I ask you to do, right, immediately you might be doing out of your memory. Because I want you to do, right, reattempt, right, from your understanding, not from memory. Because you want AL1, you have to understand. AL1, you have to understand everything thoroughly. AL1, you must score full marks if you can, and pull up the bell curve. Very bad. I always tell my student, pull up the bell curve. So that other student cannot get the AL1. But nowadays, no such thing as pull up bell curve already. Nowadays, above 90 is AL1. Yeah, correct. That's why they changed to this new system. You cannot pull out bell curve anymore. You know, last time our system A star, A, B, C, D, right? That system, right? A star may not be 91, A star can be 98, 99. Because people pull out the bell curve until the A star, right, is 97 or 95. If a lot of people score full marks, A star can be full marks. last time the system is like that. But nowadays, MOE very kind, they go and change the system, right? You all complain, how come every 5 marks is 1 grade? But you all forget there's benefit to this system. You know the benefit of the new system, right? You know what's the benefit of the new system, right? The AL system.
Yes.
No joker can pull out the bell curve anymore. That means you're only competing with yourself. That's what I'm saying. So it's a very fair system now. Your AL1 is your AL1. Nothing to do with how other people perform. Okay? Right now, the system is like that. Your AL1 is your AL1. It's through your blood and sweat and tears, you got your AL1. Nothing to do with how people perform. Okay? So it's a very fair system now. Okay, then in that case, right, you start to do from those questions that you got it wrong. Okay, your question 15, 16, 17, right? You do on Friday. You reattempt the question from scratch on Friday. And when you reattempt, make sure you refer to nothing. Can do yourself that favor.
Yes.
Yeah, very important. Okay, then right now, I teach you primary 6 stuff. How about that? You reattempt the mistake after tuition.
Okay.
I teach you P6 stuff now.
But I need to go to the toilet.
Okay, then you come back quickly.
Okay.
Okay. I'll say I'll teach you P6 stuff, right? Give me 1 moment now. Okay, I'll use the whiteboard. You learn algebra already, right?
Yes.
I taught you algebra, right?
Yes.
Still remember algebra?
Yes.
You need to recap algebra?
No.
No need.
Yes.
No need. Okay, then I teach you new things. Speed. Time. Distance. Okay, you know the relationship. Okay, this is a relationship. How to remember. Okay, remember this triangle. Speed, distance divided by time. Time, distance divided by speed. Distance, speed times time. Another way, using units to remember. Speed is kilometer per hour, right? Or meter per second, right? Okay, kilometer is the unit for distance. Then hour is the unit for time. Therefore, speed is distance divided by time. Distance divided by time. Can you remember?
Yes.
Can or? I give you a very simple question now. Very simple question now. A car move from town A to town B. Okay. Move from town A to town B, right? At a speed of 80 kilometers per hour. If the car took 2 hours to complete the journey, okay, how far is town A from town B? You know what to do? How far is town A from town B?
Uh, 80 kilometer times 2 hours.
Yes. Okay, this question, right, would never come out in your PSLE because it is too easy. Then why I give you this question? Because I want to see, right, you know how to apply directly first or not. I mean, I'll continue this lesson on speed times distance next week, next lesson. Okay?
Yes.
Okay, because I got another student coming already. He's here already, so I have to stop the lesson now already.
Okay.
Then, by the way, your video lesson, right? Your video recorded video, right? I will put up in YouTube. I'll let you know first. You okay?
Yeah.
You okay?
Yeah.
And it's available to public. I'll let you know first.
Yeah, can.
You okay? Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. So I see you next Tuesday, same time. Thank you. All the best to you.
Thank you, Mr. David.
Okay, welcome. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.